Am I the a-hole for calling my mom's fiance a creep? Guys, my name's Mr. Redito, and I have two Am I the A-hole stories for you today. They both come complete with the update. Our first one we're going to look at involves a new fiance into a family, and the kids do not take kindly to him. The second story we're going to look at involves an untimely death, and now the family's caught in lingo of who's going to pay the rent. I hope everyone's having an amazing day. Let's get right into story number one. I'm a male and 17, and we've been going through a pretty rough month in my family. There was tension between my mom and dad. They weren't talking to each other, and when they did, it was only to fight. After months of constant fighting, they decided to get divorced. That was 2 years ago, and not gonna lie, when they divorced, the one who suffered the most was my dad. He never put on a sad face when he was with us, but I could hear him cry in his room when he thought we were asleep. For the record, I'm the youngest and I have a brother who's 19 and a sister who's 20. After this, the fighting did not stop, so now they fight for which of us loves them more. If I'm honest, my siblings and I are inclined with my dad. He was always taking good care of us and helps us through everything, and he listens to us. Not like my mom. She has never been there. There has always been more important things to attend or to pay attention to rather than us. I never minded since my dad was always there. My mom is a pretty important lawyer in our city. Meanwhile, my dad has a PhD in physics and works as a college professor. After their divorce, we stayed with my dad. We see my mom like 1 day per week and only if she has time. We kind of never see her because she always reschedules. So, months ago, my mom told us she was going to get married to this dude who we've never seen. His name is Richard, but asked us to call him Rick. She said we would all get along, and since then, it had been a nightmare. Don't get me wrong, he's cool, I guess, but I do find him a bit odd. He always tries to spend this time with me and buys me stuff like clothes, books, etc. He even asks me when I'm available so we can have dinner. I mean, I'm polite towards him, but I just cannot connect with him. I feel like it's a forced relationship, and he's not like that with my other siblings. Well, my dad too. He's civil towards him, but there's definitely tension between the two. Last week, my brother wanted to try a new recipe. He loves cooking. So, he invited my mom and Rick. At first, we were surprised. My mom and dad kept it civil with each other. We were having a nice conversation. But Rick kept complimenting us, specifically me, that I was an incredible person, very smart, blah blah blah. My dad agreed, but this dude just kept insisting we were so much alike. And that by spending so much time with him, he considers me already his son. That definitely hurt my dad, and I just lost it. I told him to leave me alone, he was being a creep. My dad then told me not to call Rick names, and Mom did too. She told me that I was being a brat and that should behave because Rick will be part of my family and another parental figure to me. I said he wouldn't, and I won't go to her wedding if she marries a creep like him. I stormed off and went to my room. My siblings don't think I'm in the wrong here, but my mom insists I was a spoiled brat, and I should apologize to Rick. Am I the a-hole? Oh yeah, quick note to add. Dang, I only came here to find out if I was wrong, and I just don't know what to say to you. I added the quotation marks to be sarcastic since I don't think we look alike, and he says. Now you really have me worried and wondering, and note number 2. So, I did not want to address this with my dad right away, so I consulted Anne first, which is my sister. She's the most intelligent person I know, so I asked her. She had the same feeling as me, that Rick was getting way too close to me, and in comparison to her, he's stone cold. Now, every time Rick wants to spend time with me, they'll be there too. Anne and Leo, which is my brother. And just like you guys, she asked me to talk to my father. I did. I sat with my dad and told him about everything. That I did not feel comfortable around Rick anymore, and I appreciated all the effort, but he was pushing way too hard on my boundaries. And like you guys advised, if mom doesn't understand she can't force a relationship with an actual stranger on me, then I'd rather stop seeing her too. My dad understood, and he asked me to forgive him for not knowing my feelings towards Rich. He did say that Rick is trying the best he can to get to know each and every one of us, but he has no say on when we should be able to open up or act like a stalker. He said he'll talk to them, but I told him I'd rather do it since my mom acts like I'm not being serious, or worse. We'll have dinner with him and Leo and I next Wednesday, so wish me luck. Hey guys, Mr. Reddito here. That was a very interesting story to kick it off with. In my opinion, I'm going to say everyone sucks here. Yeah, Rick might be a little bit weird, but I wasn't getting a horrible human being type vibe from him. At the same time, I did read the comments from the original post, and it's an overwhelming majority that's saying not the a-hole, and in fact, they think Rick is way past boundaries and he's borderline being a predator or grooming OP. Let me know exactly what you guys make of this in the comment section down below. There is a complete update for this story, so let's go ahead and check out what the update's about right now. Hey guys, Mr. Reddito here. Just a quick explanation of why we're only doing one video per day right now. YouTube has demonetized our channel for unknown reasons. We've been in contact with them and we're trying to figure a way out to be back on the partner program, but it's incredibly hard to continue making daily videos with no source of income. I enjoy bringing all the love and joy to you guys on a daily basis, and I love making stories so much. We're working really hard to bring animation to the channel, and we'll have animated stories that go along with the video. The only way we can do that is help from you guys. For less than a cup of coffee, you can donate to us and help support the channel. The link will be down in the description below. We're working very hard to get content on this channel that can be monetized again, and we'll be able to produce 2 to 3 videos daily like we used to do. I love all you guys, and thanks so much for the support you provide for us, and I hope you guys have an amazing day. Hey guys, so this has been a wild week, and I wanted to thank you for your comments and suggestions. They helped me through this. As I said in my last edit, we went to dinner. At first, everything was silent, but then Anne broke the ice by thanking my mom and Rick for spending time with us, and that we should discuss important matters. I did not know about this, but my mom has been awful to Anne and Leo this week. They addressed that if she wants us to be a part of her life, then some changes should be made. After they established their points, it was my turn. I started by stating Rick's presence has been bothering me since day one. Even if I should have said something about it, I did not justify his behavior. I appreciate the effort, but he's crossed my boundaries, and even if I'm willing to have a relationship as friends with him, I do not offer that option anymore if he continues this way. Also, I'll soon be an adult, so I don't need a parental figure. I already have one. Then pointed out that my mom was allowing this kind of behavior and it's wrong. If she's not willing to act as a parent and understand my feelings, not only mine but my siblings too, then we would rather cut our losses. My mom tried to justify her actions, and Rick told her to shut up and listen to us. She stormed out of the restaurant, but he stayed and he looked sad and apologized for all of this. He did not mean for this to happen. He asked Anne and Leo if they could give us some space so he and I could talk. Leo grabbed me, but Anne gave him a look, so he let go of me and we went to a close table. Rick apologized again, saying he's not like that, and the feeling he might not connect with me took out the best in him. Then he told me, "He is my bio dad." My mom was supposed to tell me today, but she cowardly left. He doesn't expect me to accept him in my life, but if I ever wanted to know him or need anything, he'll always be there for me. When we came back home, I asked my dad. He hugged me and told me everything he knew about it. The thing is, they don't know. The reason my parents divorced was because my mom cheated on him, and after she broke up with Rick, she was pregnant with me. My dad suspected it but never confirmed it, and when they divorced, my mom out of rage told him I wasn't his son. Then Rick contacted him to talk about it. He told me however I feel it is okay. I should not feel pressure to act in a certain way. If I want to get tested, he will help me. And no matter what the paper says, his love for me will never change and I'll always be his son. I'm not sure how to feel about it, but I asked Rick to give me some space so I could think about all of this. Also asked my dad if we could just simply be out of our mom's life completely. I don't want to be involved with her, and neither do my siblings. If I'm honest, I don't know if I ever want to get tested or at least allow Rick to be a part of my life. But I feel grateful for the family that I have, and all the support and love my dad and siblings have been giving me. Guys, that's all I have for you today. Quick edit though. Thank you for all the comments and even the funny ones. Y'all made me smile and I guess I needed that. I really like the Mary Poppins one that references the Guardians of the Galaxy. I can't express how y'all have helped me to appreciate the family I already have and how blood does not equal family. Thank you. I wish I had answers for your questions related to the reason of my existence. As I said, I have not talked to Rick since that night, and I guess I don't have the courage to ask. This whole thing has drained me, and I'm not sure if I even want to know. Guess that'll only make things worse, that my perception I have on my mom. As if it wasn't as bad as it is now. And also in terms of Rick, if she lied to him or not, or why he neglected me for years. For the moment, I don't want to know. I don't think it will add something meaningful at all, so I guess I just leave it like that for now. One thing I may be doing is getting tested to have a complete medical record. So, thank you again for your comments. They have really impacted me and made me cry happy tears. Before I continue with my opinion on this update, let's just go ahead and drop a comment down below for OP's father. I'm not talking about the one we found out to be the bio dad. I'm talking about the father that raised OP from the beginning and told him, I will be here for you no matter what that stupid paper says, because blood does not determine family. I am your father and I'm here for you forever. That was really cool to read, and I'm so glad OP has that to fall back on. But at the same time, I can imagine, well, not really, I could not imagine, but I could only think of what OP has gone through, finding out that, oh my gosh, my mom cheated on my father and that's why they divorced, and my dad isn't even my real dad. I feel bad for OP in a way, but at the same time, he does have a lot of support behind him. Guys, let me know exactly what you think about this update. Let me know what you would have done if you were in OP's shoes and you got this outstanding news out of nowhere. We still have one more story left, and it's an Am I the A-hole about an eviction. Here comes story number 2. So guys, I rent out 5 properties, including a 3-bedroom home, which I've been renting out for the past year and a half to a couple with 3 children. 15, 12, and 8. It was costing them $1,700 a month. They're great tenants and good with communication and have always paid the rent on time. Because of that, I've been lenient with them and have never raised the rent, which is noteworthy because of now, the rent I'm charging them is a few $100 below market rate for this part of Texas. Yay, inflation. In late February, I learned that the father, who's the family's breadwinner, died, several days after being seriously injured in an accident. This was a terrible situation, and I wanted to try to maintain our positive relationship, so I waived March's rent. The wife said that she has to consider moving in with family now, and I told her that I would not charge her any lease termination fees if that's the case. However, I was respectfully clear that I'd be asking for rent as normal if she stayed past March. She was very grateful and made it clear she understood what I said. In the 3 months since then, she has not moved out or indicated that she plans to. April and May's rent are unpaid, and presumably June's will be as well. I've attempted to communicate with her to try to work something out, but all she's giving me is a runaround and never not extending plea to give her more time, which I was initially patient with, but she stopped responding to me outright in the past few days. Would I be the a-hole for beginning the process to evict her and her children? I'm conflicted. On one hand, I feel terrible since I know they've gone through an unimaginable tragedy, and this is hardly a well-off family. But on the other hand, speaking bluntly as a landlord, I did not sign up to run a charity. If I evicted her, I, with this market, would have zero trouble finding a new tenant paying at least a couple $100 more. I also feel that I've been beyond generous for what can be reasonably expected in my position. I gave her a month rent for free when I had no obligation to do so, and I patiently waited a couple months. Additionally, her being uncommunicative was making me less willing to be so patient with her. Okay guys, so I was reading this story, and this is one of those stories when I checked the comments that was a complete war zone. Everyone was fighting you are the a-hole, no, OP's not the a-hole, back and forth. Here's a couple arguments. They're saying not the a-hole because, quoted, your renter has already stated that she has a family who will take them in, but from the sound of it, she won't move out until you evict her. She has made her issue your problem to deal with. It's time to do so. And here's an opinion from someone saying that OP is the a-hole. You're a soulless drain on society. You'd rather see a woman and 3 children be homeless than lose out on profits. Guys, let's go ahead with my opinion. I'm going to say everyone technically sucks here, but I'm definitely leaning towards the one who lost her husband. Why do I say this? Because she's waiting for a payout from the insurance company so she can pay her rent. I think OP needs to come up with some sort of agreement on paper that states when she gets this money from the insurance, she needs to back pay the rent that she's missed. And I do think OP is also being very helpful by letting her waive those 2 months of rent. Guys, there's still an update for this, but drop your comments down below. I cannot wait to see how this one plays out. We were able to get back in touch. Understandably, she's still in shock. In her own words, she's just kinda been shut down ever since he died, and has heavily relied on relatives to handle day-to-day responsibilities like childcare. The reason why she became increasingly unresponsive in the couple weeks leading up to the original post is because she had to deal with new hardships, namely a death in her extended family. For you cynics, I found an obituary, so I know that's not a sob story. And one of her kids has been struggling particularly hard with the grief and began acting out recently. But things have been looking better for the past few weeks. While they did not have life insurance, they did get an initial payment from car insurance a few days ago. Though she says the process is not fully over, and health insurance covered the husband's last days in the hospital. She found other accommodations with another relative and has actually been moving the past couple days. She said she was really grateful for my patience and understanding and told me she'd be able to pay me the $1,700 for April's rent now, and asked if I could use her security deposit to cover May's rent and let these first 3 days of June slide. We met up at the house, even among my past amicably ended Tennessee tenants. It was really impressive to me how well she left it. Only inevitable wear and tear that's not hard too expensive to fix. I thanked her and gave her a $500 discount out of respect for her being so upstanding. She was very grateful. She sent me the $1,200 and I kept her deposit. Our landlord-tenant relationship is now over. I also mentioned that I'd be happy to be a reference in case she needed one or if she wanted any free advice on renting from me. So, a bit of a best case scenario here. My rainy day fund did take a hit to cover the April and May mortgage, but it's stabilized now. And with this market, I should not have trouble finding a new tenant anyways. I'm glad things ended so well and no legal actions had to be taken. Besides being constantly for me, it wouldn't be in long-term interest to have an unpaid judgment or eviction on her record. We both won here. I want to say that I do appreciate all the discussion in the thread generated. While I obviously did not agree with everything that they said, I found the general discussion interesting and also had some great advice I definitely kept in mind for future tenants. Hope you guys all have a good day and a good summer. Guys, I want to say I'm going to take back my previous opinion of everyone sucks here. I know, but once I read that update, I want to say how proud I am of OP. She went beyond expectations to help out this person, and I'm just so glad that it went down like this. She was able to finally get her out of the apartment, get money, and still tell her, hey, I'll give you a recommendation if you need it. That's awesome. Guys, let me know in the comment section down below what you think of this update. Do you think it ended properly? Do you think it was a happy ending? Or should it have gone another route? That's all the stories I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoy this day and make every second count. Mr. Reddito will be here tomorrow with another video. I hope to see you then. See you guys.